and he was 30 years old when he was killed at the hands of 5 Woodland police officers in our hometown. And it's been 6 years now. When I hear the other families speak, you know, we all have their similarities. It's all the same shit at the end of the day, the same story, different details, different victims and families. It's been a long fight. And what the last family was saying, something that is what we experienced, that we kept going, we didn't settle. So 2 years after my brother was killed, they tried to offer my family a settlement of $200,000 and just to shut up, close the door on the case, move on with our lives. Thankfully, my family, you know, we pushed through and we didn't accept that. But they told us, this was in the federal courts, that, you know, you'll never get to trial. You'll never get there. And it could take 10 years and all this bullshit to deter us from going. So the way my brother was killed was very disgusting. It was a long, brutal death. His last words were, "I can't breathe." He was beaten. He was excessively tased. And with these 5 officers, one of the ones who killed him had assaulted him just weeks prior. My brother was targeted. It was not an accident. It was not a random killing. He was targeted by these police. And just before he was killed, they broke into his house where he was at, chased him down about a mile away. They cornered him in a cul-de-sac and they murdered him. It was about 4.5 minutes long since it started. The physical part of it started when they used a taser on him, and it lasted 4.5 minutes long. I'm not going to get into any more details, but you know, the facts are all there. Last month, we had a hearing because we have been going through the process of the civil case, and it takes forever. The federal courts are backed up. They've been backed up since we filed our case. And we're finally in a place where they've been denied qualified immunity, not once, but twice, because they appealed it. So even the appeals court, we got that news last month. It was just right after my brother's 6-year anniversary. And to me, that was one of the happiest moments I've had lately, because it's been a long road, and I've had to, the details of my brother's case, the autopsy, the videos, the pictures, I personally been the one to pull it all together and fight for it. So I just want to remind the families, you know, what the Willie McCoy's family was saying: keep pushing, keep fighting. The evidence is there. They will lie to you guys. They will keep lying, but there comes to a point where they can't lie no more. You know, the officers that lied in our deposition, in their initial statement, they're going to have to stand there in trial, and they're going to look really stupid, but it's also going to show them for what they are, which is murderers. The evidence is there. We were supposed to have trial last April, but because of the appeal, we were in appeals for about a year. Now it's going to be any day, not any day, but any month. You know, they give families sometimes barely any notice. They're like, hey, okay, trial's now. So in the next 2 months, it'll be our turn. In a couple months, hopefully. It could get pushed back another year, the way all of this works. But the point is that my family is still going to be here. Unfortunately, the officers are still working. They're still working. One has retired, and the other ones are scrambling. They're all trying to go to different police departments. And I want to remind you guys that no matter, like, just last month as well, we got new evidence on my brother's case, and it's been 6 years. And because I've been so vocal on social media, doing things like this with families, and I've been pushing all these 6 years, my family as well, my dad's right here, and my kids are here. I've got 2 people just this last month that have contacted me who are telling me about their experiences with those officers that are terrorizing them and that have done things to them. So my point here, guys, there's evidence out there. It's funny because at the end of the day, it's their evidence that we have to fight for. We have the right to, because it's our loved ones' cases, but we have to fight for it. And it's their own evidence that incriminates them, that shows them for the murderers they are. So keep pushing. And just real quick, I also am the founder of Voices of Strength. I started Voices of Strength. We are a nonprofit organization, and we support impacted families. We help get the true narratives out there. Voicesofstrength.info is our website, and we're on all social media platforms. And what we do is, I started it because I started meeting so many families. Our loved ones, most of our loved ones don't get attention that they should. All of these cases should be high-profile cases, and we should get to share the true narrative. So you guys can connect with us on there. We also put the killers out there. We have a page, Killer Cops USA. We have a bunch of cops' faces there. Their PDs. You can find it all on our website. A lot of families here have done their stories with us, and we've got their loved ones' killers up. So connect with me, Marissa Brewer, on there as well if we haven't met yet. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Barrera, say his name. Michael Barrera. There's lots of similarities in all of your stories. And it's really important to share them so that you know where to strengthen your next steps. Justice delayed is justice denied. Remember that, everybody. Justice delayed is justice denied. Let's have our next speaker. I'm going to have Karen go, and then we'll go to the next speaker. My name is Karen Sutherland.
Shane Sutherland!
I'm the mother of Shane Sutherland. He was killed by 2 Stockton police officers on October 8th of 2020. My son went to an AM/PM store and called 911 for a taxi. He needed help. Instead, he was met with 2 tyrant cops who judged him right off the bat, belittled him. He was complying